In 2015, China quietly launched a plan to transform its factories, streets, and cities into a living blueprint for automated power. State directives funneled billions to BYD, DJI, and Baidu, sparking an arms race for supremacy in AI and robotics. Now, autonomous SUVs outmaneuver floods, drones deliver medicine to the world's most remote corners, and 200 million cameras scrutinize every face. While robot surgeons hit 93% accuracy and 6-year-olds train for an algorithmic future. All as Western headlines chase distractions, the greatest shift in human oversight is already unfolding. The question is, who will stay in control? In May 2015, the State Council released the blueprint known as Made in China 2025. The document named robotics, artificial intelligence, and advanced manufacturing as urgent national priorities. Its language called for a decade-long drive to dominate critical technologies, reduce foreign dependence, and close what officials described as a dangerous gap in self-reliance. Directives from the Ministry of Industry and Information Technology set targets for robot production: 150,000 units a year by 2020, rising to 260,000 by 2025. Civil-military fusion became official doctrine, with subsidies and procurement contracts promised to firms that could deliver breakthroughs in automation. 2 years later, the New Generation Artificial Intelligence Development Plan elevated AI to a core national technology. The 2017 plan demanded world leadership by 2030, with the State Council instructing ministries to coordinate funding, talent recruitment, and pilot zones for smart manufacturing. Xi Jinping, in public speeches, called for a robot revolution and the mastery of critical and core technologies. By 2021, the 14th five-year plan formalized these ambitions, naming cognitive AI, decision-making systems, and robotics hardware as areas for immediate breakthrough. In 2023, the Robotics Plus Action Plan authorized mass deployment of robots in factories, hospitals, and logistics networks. Each policy escalated the scale and speed of China's transformation, with the Premier's 2025 work report listing embodied AI as the next frontier. State policy authors Xi Jinping, Miao Wei, Wan Gang, and Li Keqiang left little ambiguity in their mandates: secure national power through relentless technological advance. Money moved through channels designed for speed and scale. Central ministries released annual lists of approved recipients, but the largest flows passed quietly through subsidy tables, tax waivers, and procurement ledgers. BYD's filings on the Shanghai Exchange recorded over 2 billion yuan in government grants for 2022, most of it tied to electric vehicles and AI hardware. Shenzhen's Transit Authority ordered more than 16,000 BYD e-buses in a single round, each contract bundled with incentives for local manufacturing and data-sharing compliance. DJI, headquartered in the same city, collected consecutive innovation grants from the Nanshan Science and Technology Bureau, while police procurement lists named DJI as the preferred supplier for surveillance drones and traffic monitoring fleets. Baidu's Apollo division was awarded a National AI Innovation Center contract with direct research and development funding routed through the Ministry of Industry and Information Technology. Public records show Baidu receiving over 1 billion yuan in state-backed research grants in 2022 alone, matched by procurement orders for autonomous vehicle pilots in Beijing's Daxing district. JD.com's annual reports detail hundreds of millions of yuan in grants and incentives, much of it earmarked for logistics robots and drone corridors in rural provinces. Drone supply contracts for JD Air appear in Jiangsu and Shanxi tenders, while Meituan's delivery robots and aerial fleets are supported by city innovation grants and district-level application funds. Haidian and Shanghai pilot programs list Meituan as a direct beneficiary, with more than 400 million yuan in government grants reported for unmanned delivery and AI research and development in 2022. X-Robots, a frequent winner in Ministry of Industry and Information Technology backed competitions, draws on municipal innovation funds and demonstration project grants. Their humanoid pilots in schools and hospitals are funded by provincial science bureaus, with each deployment tied to a public demonstration requirement. None of these flows are accidental. Procurement notices and public subsidy ledgers, though often redacted, confirm a persistent pattern. Capital moves from state to corporation, from policy to production line, locking in a pipeline that guarantees hardware output and rapid scaling. BYD's Yangwang U8 SUV rolls off the line with a feature set that reads like science fiction. Its triple LiDAR array and 12 cameras feed data to dual NVIDIA Orin X chips, delivering a combined 508 trillion operations per second. The result is a vehicle that can pivot in place, drive itself through crowded city streets, and in controlled tests, float across floodwaters. The GU A01 sedan, equipped with the same AI brain, offers a conversational cockpit that learns driver habits and routes, updating itself wirelessly through the company's Xuanji architecture. These models are not limited to high-end buyers. BYD's mass-market lines, including the Seagull and Chin LDMI, now ship with scaled-down versions of the same autonomous core, pushing advanced driving features into vehicles priced below 100,000 yuan. On the ground and in the air, the logistics networks have taken autonomy to scale. JD Air and Meituan, backed by city innovation grants and approvals from the Civil Aviation Administration of China, have completed more than 400,000 autonomous drone flights since 2019. JD's drones, operating under Beyond Visual Line of Sight permits, including Permit CAACUAV 2019-0027, deliver medicine and parcels to villages unreachable by road, logging daily sorties in provinces from Shanxi to Hainan. Meituan's aerial fleet, cleared for urban corridors in Shenzhen and Guangzhou, handles food deliveries in minutes, bypassing traffic entirely. DJI, the world's leading drone manufacturer, supplies much of the underlying hardware, linking its innovation pipeline directly to these national pilots. Regulatory friction runs just beneath the surface. Near-miss reports from the Civil Aviation Administration of China from 2021 to 2023 detailed close calls between drones and manned aircraft, prompting rapid updates to geofencing and mandatory real-time air traffic reporting. Every new route requires dynamic compliance, and each flight is logged in a national database. The scale is staggering, but so is the scrutiny. In China's race for autonomous mobility, every maneuver is both a technical triumph and a regulatory test. On a test track outside Qingdao, engineers from CRRC watched a Maglev prototype accelerate past 400 miles per hour. The train's superconducting magnets lifted the carriage off the rails, creating a cushion of air so thin that friction nearly vanished. In 2021, official pilot reports confirmed the prototype reached 404 miles per hour, 650 kilometers per hour during closed trials. No passengers, no commercial routes, only the relentless pursuit of speed. If these results ever scale, a journey from Shanghai to Beijing could take less than 2 hours. But for now, the record stands as a technical demonstration, not a public service. CRRC's own filings describe the project as experimental, with commercial adoption years away. The ambition is clear: compress distance, erase the old boundaries of geography, and do it with technology no rival can match. Inside hospital wards in Guangdong and Sichuan, a different experiment unfolds. Here, clinical teams test AI diagnostic systems on tens of thousands of radiology scans. According to a 2022 evaluation by the National Health Commission, these systems reached up to 92% accuracy in detecting pneumonia on chest CT images, sometimes surpassing human clinicians in speed and consistency. Peer-reviewed studies in The Lancet and national medical journals echo similar results: high performance in controlled settings, but with important caveats. AI excels at pattern recognition across massive datasets, yet still stumbles on edge cases and rare conditions. In pilot programs, the technology has reduced false negatives and flagged subtle anomalies, but liability questions and data privacy gaps remain unresolved. The machines offer clinical precision at scale, but each advance arrives with new questions about trust, oversight, and the shifting boundaries of human judgment. From the Maglev's experimental velocity to the algorithm's quiet certainty in the clinic, the story is not only about speed or accuracy, it is about a system that moves fast, sometimes too fast for the structures meant to govern it. As these technologies expand beyond test tracks and pilot wards, their influence begins to reach every corner of daily life. Roughly 200 million cameras now watch over China's streets, plazas, and transit hubs. This number is not an estimate pulled from thin air. It traces back to government procurement records, municipal budgets, and vendor filings. A handful of dominant suppliers form the backbone of this surveillance mesh. Hikvision, Dahua, and SenseTime account for the majority of public contracts, their logos stamped on hardware from Beijing to rural Sichuan. Each camera feeds into citywide grids, streaming high-definition footage and biometric data to municipal command centers. Rows of analysts and algorithmic monitors sift through images, matching faces against watch lists and tracking movement patterns in real time. The system's reach extends beyond the city. In rural villages, community managers access live feeds from local kiosks, ensuring no blind spots remain. Every corner, every crossing, every crowd recorded, catalogued, and searchable at a moment's notice. First graders in Beijing now start their school year with a new subject: artificial intelligence. The City Education Commission requires coding and algorithmic thinking from age 6, with lessons on ethics and machine logic woven into daily homework. Teachers in pilot districts follow official modules, but some struggle to keep up with the pace of new material. Parents write anxious letters about screen time and competition, while administrators praise the drive for future-ready skills. Artificial intelligence. On the outskirts of Hebei, a labor bureau notice lists names. Machine operators laid off after Baidu's self-driving road crew replaced their jobs. Former workers describe the sudden quiet and the loss of purpose as machines complete tasks once done by dozens of hands. Sudden quiet. In city parks, police contracts have brought robot dogs to patrol crowds and scan for faces. At museum entrances, palm vein scanners admit visitors, and androids recite ancient poems. For commuters, cash and cards are fading, replaced by gestures and biometric identification. Robot dogs. Each advance promises efficiency, but the cost is measured in routines erased and roles no longer needed. Efficiency. Every minute, China's AI network grows. Over 200 million cameras watch, while autonomous machines rewrite the rules of daily life. In a world racing to automate, the line between progress and control blurs. The question now: who will define the limits and who will be left behind?